Alright, man, I'm gonna keep it real in this video. I'm gonna keep it real. This is something that I was thinking about while I was working, shopping at this store, doing Instacart. And I was like, you know what, I gotta make a video about this. Now, some people might not like this video, I don't know. But I'm gonna just talk my stuff, you know what I'm saying, like I do. I'm not trying to offend nobody or nothing. I'm just speaking my mind. Some people may need to hear this to get some type of understanding, or it might just be entertaining to you. I don't know. But so Gen Z, they are living a certain way today that some millennials are like what's the ones that's older than millennials, like baby boomers and stuff like that, older people. They kind of look at Gen Z people as like lost or just like crazy, you know what I'm saying? And because I can see why, but I'm gonna talk about why. You know what I mean? Because Gen Z people, man, they coming up in a whole different time, dude. Like my grandmother and people before her came up in a time where they had to stick together for real, because you had a lot of entities or whatever you want to call them against them. And I'm not saying it's still like that, but back then it was blatantly in your face. We don't like you. We're keeping you down, right? No, you can't have the same rights as us. No, you can't eat over here with us, or no, you got to eat over there. It was very different. My grandma had to walk to school with a group of people because, you know, you got people who, you know what I'm saying, are not of the color of us, not black, who are trying to basically will harm you if you're caught in the wrong area. You get what I'm saying? My cousin, her father, he got unalived by a group of people who don't like black people. You get what I'm saying? In the wrong area. He was in a certain area, and they got on him. You know what I'm saying? And that's the type of stuff they grew up in. You know what I'm saying? Like for real, every day. It's really the real life. Like, ooh, you walk over there, you might have to fight a group of those people, or they might even try to do some harm to you for real. You walk over there, or they over there too, so we walk this way, or let's stay in a group. Because you see what I'm saying? It was tough for a kid though. And then, not saying it ain't like that today, certain ways, like we doing it against each other. You know what I'm saying? But like, you know, you had to learn stuff. I can't eat over here. I can't drink out of this faucet. I can't. So it was very different. They had to come together. These days, it's not like that at all. Right? In most cities and states and all of that, right? So a kid coming up these days is not even thinking like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and even I came up not even thinking about that like that. Now, I'm a millennial. I'm kind of linked towards that old school way before the internet. I grew up without the internet until I didn't have the internet till I was like literally like social media, using the internet. I was already grown. But I knew about the internet when I was like 12, 13. We all in the little chat rooms. That ain't really much of nothing, but we experienced talking to people online, right? At like 12, I did. But I didn't have this social media type stuff till I was an adult already, man. So I literally grew up without the internet, so it's different. I've experienced it. It was tough. You know what I'm saying? I've experienced racial stuff. You know what I'm saying? And but see, I grew up in the time where we started getting divided. You know what I'm saying? Whatever plan they came with, it worked, because around the time I was born and coming up, the divide was really real. And I think it's the start when you know, the gangs started. The Crips, the Bloods. I'm from California. You feel me? The Crips, the Bloods, different gangs started, and that's what divided the black people right there. But I don't. That's another topic. So Gen Z, right? They didn't come up in that. They came up with the internet. So we talking about some people who don't know life without the internet. They don't know life being oppressed as a black person or whatever. They don't know that life. Even though we still oppressed, but it's different. They don't know that life, or my grandma and my great grandma and all of that came up in at all. So this is why people look at the Gen Z and how they're so different. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got nephews and stuff that's coming up, and they different. You know, like, I can't explain how the difference is like a carefree. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of Gen Zs don't want to work, right? They don't want to really go to college, maybe. You know, I'm not going to say most of them, but a lot of them is on the because they're seeing it. They coming up in the era where they can look up stuff online and learn all the information they didn't learn. Right? So why go to school to learn something when I can just look it up right now on YouTube and learn it right now? So it's kind of like that. Like, and if you a baby boomer era, I think that's what the like 50 and up type stuff, you don't really understand that life like that. Like being a kid coming up like that. So you don't really understand the Gen Zs. You can understand it. You got sense, right? But you don't really understand from their perspective how they feel growing up. You know what I mean? And I had to really think about this while I was shopping. Like, you know what? My daughter is 1 year old, and she literally is watching the internet. She know the internet. She know to grab my phone, and she know that she can do stuff on the phone. It's going to be a TV basically on the phone, and she know to try to press shit. Like, this is a whole different thing, man. And she's seeing stuff. Well, she ain't really watching much but cartoons, but I got my daughter, my nieces, they're on TikTok and stuff and all of that, and they're seeing stuff, man. Across the world, they can see whatever is going on, right? So it's more information that they're observing, to where they know different stuff than we knew when we was their age. They know more. They don't got to travel to see the world. You see what I'm saying? We didn't travel when we was young. I didn't travel. All I seen was my city and stuff like that. I traveled a little bit to the Bay Area and back, an hour away and all of that. So I didn't really see much but what I actually seen, or what was on TV. But you can actually, like my daughter, my oldest daughter, she want to go to Japan. She likes anime and stuff like that. She's searching Japan. She actually seeing Japan. Like, she's searching places to go. She's actually searching, looking at people talk that's in Japan. She's seeing the language. She knows certain language stuff, like certain words in Japanese. Like, you see what I'm saying? It's different, man. So before you kind of like, my whole point with this is just to kind of like, we got to look at Gen Z as like you would look at like a golden child. Like, you remember that movie Golden Child? See, I'm saying this is exposing my age. I'm 41. The Golden Child with Eddie Murphy. It was an old school movie back in the 80s where it was a little Asian kid. He was the golden child. He had the powers, right? And they was trying to save him, right? And keep him safe from the powers that be that was trying to harm him. That's what the Gen Z is, man. They're the golden children because they are the ones coming up with the information. They're sharp. They're going to be sharper, even though they are not as social as we were coming up because we had to congregate together. They are going to be smarter. So we have to nurture them and help them become more social, or we got to just guide them. You know what I'm saying? We got to guide them instead of criticize them and stuff like that of how different they are than you, because they didn't come up like you came up. That's all I wanted to say, man. Hopefully, you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. Maybe it was just entertaining to watch it, but hopefully, you know, I don't really, I ain't here to, you know what I'm saying, be delicate. Like, it is what it is. But I just want to speak my mind, you know what I'm saying. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I'm gonna tap in a minute.